What is up, team? It's your boy, the Canologist. Let's see. We're going to be doing range sum today. Range sum query immutable. Let's see. Integer array nums. Handle multiple queries of the following type. Calculate the sum of the elements of the nums between indices left and right, inclusive where left is less than or equal to right. Sum of the elements between indices. Implement the numArray class. Int nums initializes when the object with the integer array nums. Okay. So that would be this. Let's go Python object. This is syntax. Where's the object? Python class. Oh, that's why. List LST. So this nums is equal to, so it's going to be self dot self.lst equals nums. Implement the numArray class. Okay. This is a weird one. I think this just tests like how you understand objects in Python. But let's just do what I know how to do. So we just initialize the array, then we add it. So for 0, 1, 2. Oh, because it's going to go right -1 if you do a for loop. It's not inclusive. That's why it says inclusive. So it's going to be range of I for left, because that's inclusive, to right +1. Because we don't want to go right -1. That makes it left to right. Right +1, because that'll be right +1 -1, which is right. When they include that right element, then we go add to the sum. So sum will be equal to left plus right sub plus equals 1. So sum will be self dot nums at I. This will be nums, number of the array, self.nums I, position of the numbers in the array. We add them. Return the sum. There we go. There we go. Beats 13.71%. So this just tests your understanding of objects. It's a bunch of crazy shit here. But all this is just fancy to tell you, A, we look at the instructions, right? Implement the numArray class. So we have the class here, okay? All this shit doesn't actually mean we have to do anything. We just have to implement the class. So make sure that these items work as intended. So if I create a numArray, am I creating an object with an array property that fills up an array of numbers? So here's my array of numbers. So I have to create a property called nums, and then I got to and I got to fill it with those array of numbers. So that's what I did. Initialize it with an array of numbers. Then when it hits a sum range, so sum range is just a method in that object, right? What I want to do is get the sum inclusive of these ranges. So all I do is go to the example. Okay, what is it doing here? 0 to 2. So it creates the array in the first one, num array. So this object is now initialized with an array of integers that I can reference using .nums, like I do here, self.nums, right? Then when it calls sum range, it goes from 0 to 2. So what 0 to 2, right? Sum range 0 to 2 returns that num array you created. So of the instance of the object you created, so like you have to create a new object. The object has an array of numbers. Now we're going to sum the range of 0 to 2 for that object. So it goes -2, 0, 3. You get 1. So that's why you include, it says inclusive, left to right. So when you do a for range in Python, the right element, you usually lose 1. It's not inclusive. So if it's 5, it'll be 5 minus 1. If it's 6, it'll be 6 minus 1. If it's 1,000, it'll be 999 because it's 1,000 minus 1. So what I do is I add +1 to include that 1,000. So it'll be going from 1 to 1,001, so I go from 1 to 1,000. You see? And then I just add them. And then I just return this total sum. And that's what these functions, this is what this method should do. This function within the object should just do this. Just sum for these ranges. And then the initialize, just initialize the object by filling that property array with the numbers array. Right? And the program will do the rest. It'll call all this shit. It just says define the class to do it. Do you understand? So we're not actually doing these computations. We're just defining the class method that will do those when they're used later. So here, object num array nums. Right? Your num array will be instantiated and called as such. So object nums, it's creating a new instance. So it's creating a new instance. You got to fill up this object with an array of numbers. So it gives it an array of numbers. Now you get a self.nums property with nums. Done. Sum the range from left to right. Okay, so now we're accessing the method in that object. So we created the object here. So like let's say for example, you can't call this without creating an object, right? So you have to create this object first. So the first thing is always going to be num array nums, because you have to create the object in order to call its range. That's why the first is null, right? If you called sum range first, that would be null as well, because there's no object to reference. There's no method to reference within an object. It makes no sense. That's why it's object.sumRange, because it's within the instantiated object. All right, so you call left to right one time. So all we do is add the numbers from left to right. Done. 2, 3, 0, 1, 1, 2. Right? So boom, null 1, 2, 3, null 1, 2, 3. Done. So if you like that video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below. Kinologist out.